Welcome to Real Shanghai Mathematics Practice Book 2.1. So this is the first book of year 2, and as I've mentioned it many times before, you will need to get the book enable you to do the material. If it's the first time when you're starting off with year 2, this material may be hard for your child and you may need to start on year 1. It is better for your child to start a material that's easy and quickly go through that rather than starting on something hard which they find difficult, which requires previous skills that we have talked about, particularly regarding number bonds, being familiar with greater than or equal to, as well as other skills. And if they're struggling with that, then they will struggle with this even more. And it's better to start off with something easy and then working your way up. This particular section consists of 4 parts. The first of them is the following title. So the first unit here is called Revising and Improving, and I'm going to try and make these lessons not too long, as I believe that the previous lessons were quite long. So I won't go through all the materials. So the first one is adding 3 numbers, subtracting 2 numbers. So this is a revision, so I'm not going to spend too long going through this. So number 1 is mental calculations. And we've covered this before. So the way to do this is, again, without fingers, and you should be able to do it. So 77 take away 9 would be 77. Take away 7, take away 2. And that, because it's take away 2, would be 8 ending, and it would be 1 down, so 68. And so on and so forth. 86 take away 12 should be straightforward. You can do it straight away. But those to do with borrowing, again, you need to do a similar process, like 43 plus 38 would be 3 plus 8, which is 8 plus 2 plus 1, that's 11. You put 1 in the ones and then 1 in the above the tens, and then 4 plus 3 plus 1 in the tens is 8, so that's 81, and so on and so forth. As I say, if your child is struggling, you need to go back to the previous books, as this material has been covered there before, and they should be fairly comfortable. If it's taking them a little while, that's not an issue. But if they're using their fingers and it's really hard for them, and you have it in the year 1 material, then please go to year 1 material. You may need to start on the second year 1 book, but even if they're struggling with that, to start on the original year 1 book, the 1.1, and your child should make quick progress with regards to that. And you'll build their confidence, and they need lots of encouragement. Question 2, use quick calculation methods and write the answers. So quick calculation methods, all it's referring to is, for question A, they've sort of demonstrated that. Have they demonstrated that? Okay, no, they haven't demonstrated that. But the point is 24 plus 16 plus 37. So the best one to add is 24 plus 16, because the 6 plus 4 is straightforward to add, because that would be a 10, and then that would be 40, and then you can add the 37, and so on and so forth. Again, 54 plus 26 plus 15. You can do the 54 plus 26 first. And again, 46 plus 17 plus 24, 46 plus 24 first, and then 17 would be an easier way of doing it. And then subtractions can be done a little bit more tricky. With subtractions, you do have to do it in order, whereas additions, you can move them around to make it easier. Question 3, apply. Dylan bought an apple and a banana. How much did he pay? So just put the amount, so 26 in the first box, plus a banana is 19 equals, and then work it out, and then do that again. 6 plus 9, you should be doing 9 plus 1 plus 5. Yeah, and then carrying the other bit over. Alex bought an orange with a 50p coin. How much change? The change is a subtraction. Emma bought a peach, some cherries, and an orange. How much did she pay? So this is how much she bought altogether. Again, be bigger number, so it's done as a combination. Then moving on to the second part, which is called addition and subtraction, and use line segments diagrams below to make number sentences. So how many balls are there in total? So you can go down to the bottom bit. So there's 40 basketballs plus 55 equals how many, and then you can write the answer there. And the other one, 55 footballs. Take away the 40 footballs, basketballs will give you the number of balls there. And the question 2, complete the line segment diagram. So getting you familiar with line segment diagrams, which is quite a good way sometimes to do your calculations if it's required. There are 16 ducks on the bank and 25 ducks on the lake. How many ducks are there altogether? So 16 ducks have been done there. The other bit, you need to write 25 ducks, and then the total there, you can work it out by writing a number sentence. 16 plus 25 equals, and then the answer there can go back into the other box there. How many fewer ducks are there on the bank than on the lake? So you've got your total at the bottom, and you've got the ducks on the bank than the lake. So you got your 24, they got your total ducks at the bottom, you've got your 16 ducks there, and you got your 25 ducks there. So how many fewer ducks are on the bank than on the lake? Okay, so there's 16 ducks in the bank and 25 ducks in the lake. So that diagram show. Okay, so it's different information they're showing there. So the 16 ducks in the bank and 25 ducks in the lake. So it'd be 25 take away 16, and that's how many ducks there. So getting the answer is the more important thing. 3. Use a nice segment diagram below. Talk about the meaning of the question. So number sentence, how much has Alex spent in pence? So he had 60 pence to start off with, spent 32. So from the calculation, again, you can look at the diagram that will show you that the number has to be less than 60. And so it's going to be 60 take away 32 and so on and forth. Ask some relevant questions and then answer them. A football is made of 12 pieces of black leather and 20 pieces of white leather. What you'll realize is soon, especially now the level B is introduced, so sometimes I'm going to skip level B because I don't think it's that important. And it's sometimes a bigger chunk with not much benefit. So this is one of the equations that I would say skip level B. You don't need to think about number question sentences, and I'm not sure how that's going to help you really in your developmental of maths. Moving on to the next one, which is 3, intelligent practice. Pupil textbook he mentions there again. Please make sure when you get these books, you're getting the practice book, which are cheaper than the textbooks, and textbooks are not really required. And we're covering the material anyway, and it's more about getting lots of practice. So intelligent, find the rules and filling in the missing. So it's intelligent. So all it means here is 49 plus 6 equals 50 plus what? So 49 plus 6 will be the same as 50 plus what? So the 49 plus 6, the 1 from the 6 can go to the 50, and to the 49, that makes it 50, so there'll be 50 plus 5. And similar to 47 plus 6, the so on and so forth. Remember, we've mentioned before, when you're working it out, we're going to the number tens first, and this is the way to show it. So 47 plus 3, that's 50. So 47 plus 3 plus 3, so that should be plus 3. So it's more about the writing the number rather than working it out. And again, here, 15 plus 79 equals 80 plus something, so we can do 79 plus 15. So it could be 79 plus 1 is 80 plus 14. And here again, 15 plus 77, you can go with 15. So 3 goes there. You can say that's the same as 12 plus 80. 81 take away 9 is the same as how much take away 10. So if the number is going to be taken away, which is more, then to have the same answer, the 81 has to also go up as well. So that'd be 82 take away 10. 81 take away 7, and you take away 3 there. So there's, if you're going to take away 3 more, then you're going to have to add the 3 more there to have the same difference. And similar to the 49 D, C, D, I'm not terribly fussed if your child doesn't understand that, because it's not a straightforward concept, and I don't think it's particularly useful. It's more about getting the routine, but it's just to show that the difference between them will be the same if one is decreased, if the takeaway 10 is, so it's from takeaway 7, you increase the amount you take away by 3, then the starting number has to also go up by 3 so that the difference between them remains the same. Okay, so uh, fine. So calculate using the most efficient method. So whichever method you're happy with, and they're showing you number bunch really, which is the way I like as well. So 39 plus 1 is 40. So it's 39 plus 1 plus 6. So the 6 goes there, and then you know the answer there. 82 take away 8, and they're telling you a particular way of doing intelligent practice. Okay, so thankfully this is a short one. I'm not generally too happy with this because I think it can be confusing. So 82 take away 8, if you're going to take away 10 instead, the other one needs to go higher, so it'd be 84 take away 10, and that would be 74. And then similar to that, if you're 47 it becomes 50, then that means that the 3 from there has been taken there, so that'd be 23. 39 take away 12, so if it's going to take away less, 12, 2 less, then the 39 needs to be 2 less as well, so that'd be 37 take away 10. And so on and so forth. 68 plus 14 should be straightforward. 97 take away 79, whichever method you want to use. I would probably go with borrowing here, so I'll go with 97 is 8, and then 117, 17 take away 9 was 17 take away 7 take away 2, which will make it an 8 there at the end. Um, um, uh, 8 there at the end, and then the other one has been borrowed, so that'll be 8 take away 7, which is 1. And just write the answers there if you don't want to do the intelligent methods. And so you should know the ways of doing it, and if you can't do the middle bit with the intelligent efficient method, that's not a problem. Calculate using the preferred method, 52 plus 27, and we talked about this before. Again, fingers can't be used, and you need to be going into the tens. So 55 plus 27, so it's 5 plus 5 plus 2, That gives you a 2 at the end. That'll be 12, and 1 at the top, and 5 plus 2 plus 1, which is 8. So it'll be 80, 82. Okay, and the takeaway there, 55 take away, so that'll be 15, take away 7, that's 15, take away 5, take away 2, that'll give you 8 there, and then 5, because you had to borrow from there, that'll be 4, take away 2, which is then 2 there. And then similar way to do the 43 plus 19, and 43 take away 19, and then moving on to the last part in this section, which is fill in the missing numbers. Question 1. Use the line segment diagrams below to do number sentences. So you've got different additions, and additions, remember, you can write it any way around. So you got 27 plus 38 or 38 plus 27, and the subtraction will be 65 take away 27 and 65 take away 38. And your child may realize that the answers are within there. They should realize that. If they don't and they work it out, that's not an issue. Once it's done, you can just show them that, look, this is what the answer was, looking at the line segment. Question 2, use the line segment diagram to help you fill in the missing numbers. So 32 plus what number gives you 49, and that's the same as 49 take away 32. And you can work out the answer and write it there. And similar to that, this is one of the ways of drawing your calculations. 49 take away a number gives you 17. So think 49 take away 17 equals what? And that would be the answer there. And then 32, 17 equals 17. Number take away 32 is 17, so that'll be the total there at the bottom. And then that's the way to do that. 32 plus 17 equals, and you can work that out. And then complete the number sentences as follows: 21 plus 40, some number. So if you can do it straight away, that's fine. So for that one, it's straightforward: 4 in the ones and 2 in the other ones. But if you're struggling, then you can draw a diagram like I've shown you there, or you realize the number going to be bigger or smaller. For example, the plus 9 equals 20, was going to be smaller, so it's going to be 20 take away 9. And so on and so forth. 57 take away 33 is the number going to be bigger than 57 or smaller than, it's going to be smaller than 57, so it's going to be 57 take away 33. Or as I say, if your child is comfortable and looking at that, you can see, well, 7 take away is going to be 4 in that one, and 5 is going to be 2, that one's 24, especially when there's no borrowing in there, then that's fine. As long as your child is getting it right, it's not a problem. Then moving on to level B. Level B, we need to spend some time with. Sometimes, as I say, the questions are quite hard, and so I would skip it. But let's read this one. When the bus arrives at the bus stop, 8 people get off the bus and 8 people get on. Now there are 43 people on the bus. How many people were there on the bus originally? Okay, so you're not sure what the original one was, so you can do it like the ones before. So you can, or the way you could do it is, hang on, let me see if I can demonstrate this. And one way of doing this is, okay, we don't know what the number is. And at the moment, your child is not going to be familiar with algebra, but this is a good introduction to that. But it's not going to be algebra. All it is, okay, so I don't know what this number is, so we're just going to have an empty box, because that's where the number is going to go. Don't know what there was. So that's how many people there were on the bus regularly, how many went. So take away 8 people got off, and then 8 people went back on it, and then we ended up with 43. Okay, and your child should be familiar with, or if they're not, just help them with this, is that if you're taking a number and then you're adding the same number, so if I take 5 sweets from a child and then give them 5 sweets back, then it's going to have the same amount originally. So this is the same as 0 really. So the answer will be 43. So answer is going to be 43. Okay, and with that, we'll end this lesson. Please share and like and subscribe, and leave comments below, please. Particularly now that I'm trying to doing the lesson much quicker. If you'd like to do more detail, then please do let me know. Thank you.